Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Vibe and Viv Relationship Coaching. That stands for Vision, Inspiration, Belief, and Empowerment. My name is Vivian. I'm a relationship coach. I'm also a doctor who specializes in mental health. So what I do is I help you heal from toxic relationship heartbreak, help you rediscover, help you redefine who you are so that you can live the life that you truly desire. So if this is you, I want to say welcome, and I'm so excited to have you on. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you subscribe so you can get more videos like this on more of a weekly basis. And you can also share with someone who you think would be benefit from these videos. So we're going to jump right in and talk about what we've been hoping to talk about today. And what's on the topic today is how to let go of relationships that no longer serve you. That's right. How to let go of those relationships that you know are probably not the best for you. You think about it all the time, how you're going to let it go, but for some reason it is hard for you to let go. Some part of you just wants to hold on. So I'll start with the first reason why women, where we tend to hold on to those relationships even though we know it doesn't serve us. And one of the top things is fear, right? The fear of the unknown. We don't know what the future is going to hold. We don't know if we're going to find love again. We don't know if we can survive on our own. We haven't experienced living by ourselves or being in our own presence. So all these fear of the unknown, and the umbrella can go even farther, but in general, the fear of the unknown will keep us stuck in certain relationships that no longer serves us just because we are afraid. But once you realize that we can only control ourselves, right? We can only control what we do with ourselves. We can take some of that pressure that we feel like we need to control someone else or control our future that we kind of don't have a complete control over, and work on ourselves now, right? If we focus on the now and what we can do today to help our tomorrow, that'll relieve some of those anxiety that we put on ourselves regarding that fear of the unknown. So yes, this relationship may not be serving you right now, but when you think about the future and what that may look like, that makes you scared, and then it makes you feel like holding on to this relationship although it does not serve you. But if you pause and realize that you can be accountable for yourself today, right now, your emotions, that'll help you realize that you have a control of today, and you can take steps that'll help your tomorrow be better for you. So fear of the unknown, that's one of the first things that'll keep people stuck in unhealthy relationships much longer than they need to be. And I remember talking with this one person who was in a relationship with her partner, and her partner was actually, they were separated or not together. The partner was actually in the point of talking with someone else, creating another relationship, but she was still holding on, hoping that he would change his mind. So this is another thing that happens, is that we tend to hold on to this false idea of hope that maybe things will change, things will get better. If you're more patient, if you're more kind, then this person's mind will change. So another thing that will keep you holding on to a relationship that no longer serves you is this false idea of hope. The sooner you can realize that the reality of that relationship is actually a fact, rather than what your mind, this false belief that your mind is trying to create about what could potentially be. So the sooner you can realize the reality of it, the sooner you can get out of a relationship that no longer serves you, and you can let go. So stop holding on to this false idea of hope that is not actually there, because the longer you hold on to that false hope, the more hurt you will get in the process. So the first thing, that fear of the unknown, recognize the fear of the unknown, recognize what you can do right now. The second thing is letting go of that false idea of hope that this relationship will change. Because when you do those two things, it'll keep you stringing along in a relationship that does not serve you. And then another thing that'll keep you stuck in a relationship that doesn't serve you is this idea that you owe it to this person. You feel guilty. You feel guilty for maybe letting them go in a certain state they are in life, or feeling like you're supposed to be the one to help them, change them, fix something in their life. So you feel this guilt and shame that they aren't maybe in the best place, or they didn't come from the best home or background, and you feel bad like doing the same thing to them or not being there to take care of them. So you have this feeling of like guilt or shame or sadness for letting that relationship go. But the key thing you have to understand is that you are not responsible for someone else's happiness, for someone else's well-being. We each have to take accountability for ourselves at some point, right? So the longer you feel guilt, you feel sad or shame for taking a step of leaving a relationship that doesn't serve you, the more harder it is to leave and the more painful and hurtful it is for you and for that person, because you're not doing that person any service either. Right? So recognize those things. And the sooner you do, you can easily now leave. It doesn't make it easy, yes, but you can actually recognize that. So once you recognize that a relationship no longer serves you, you've addressed some of those fears that could hold you back. I want you to just speak to yourself, right? It's okay for you to have change. Change can be scary, right? But once you process those fears of the unknowns, that guilt, that shame that you may be having, that false hope you may be holding on to, the sooner you can leave something that no longer serves you. And something no longer serving you can look like you outgrowing a relationship. Maybe that relationship doesn't add value to you anymore. Maybe it once did, but it no longer. Maybe you've grown this way and the other person has grown the opposite direction, which is absolutely okay. But it's recognizing that the relationship is no longer serving you, whether that's value, not adding growth, and maybe your priorities change. Maybe you're in a different place of life right now that doesn't sustain, it's not conducive for the kind of relationship you are currently in, which is absolutely okay. So first, recognize it no longer serves you, process some of those things that I talked about, and then gradually either leave that relationship or immediately leave that relationship. But in order to be able to either gradually leave or immediately leave, you have to process those fears that I talked about, the fear of the unknown, that false hope that you may be holding on to, that feeling of guilt or shame, feeling like you owed this person something, right? So once you can process those things, then you can start recognizing it's not a good relationship for you. You can gradually leave or immediately leave. And the key thing is to set boundaries. So if you don't have boundaries with this person, it'll continue to come in and out where this person will feel like they continue to have access to you. So once you've done some of those mental things we talked about, you have to set firm boundaries so that you don't go back, right, to something that no longer serves you, and you don't give access to that person into your life who no longer serves you. So one, recognize the relationship no longer serves you. Process all those fears of the unknown that you may be having that's holding you back. And then once you process that fear, process the guilt and shame you may have, process that false hope that you may be holding on to that is not realistic. Once you've done that, set some boundaries for yourself and for that person, then gradually or immediately leave that relationship. Right? Are you following me? So I hope this was helpful to you. And it's not an easy process. And that's why sometimes getting support on the journey can be helpful. So if you need any support on this, I do offer coaching services. You can click one of the links below and you can book a session with me one-on-one where we will dive deep to help you gain the clarity and direction that you are seeking for. So you can let go of a relationship that no longer serves you. You have the ability. Trust yourself, trust the process, and follow some of the steps that I talked about here in this video. Give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe. Share with someone that you think you would benefit from this video. And until next time, that is Vibe with Viv.